my mental health just took a plummet. And guys, I was at the point where I made a plan to kill myself.
When police in Jamaica discovered a devastating message next to the body of former Miss Universe Jamaica finalist Tyra Spalding in her flat, they were surprised. She had been candid about her mental struggles on social media, stating, "I'm fighting for my life. My thoughts are attempting to murder me." That eerie admission now seems excruciatingly genuine. Her last message alluded to regret, serenity, and a problematic relationship from which she had been attempting to break free. The entire island is in shock over what detectives discovered about her final days and the emotional signs she posted online. This is how it all transpired. Tyra Spalding, who you may recall as a competitor in the 2023 Miss Universe Jamaica event, was discovered dead in her Kingston flat on the evening of September 23rd. According to the police, she was found by her relatives. She was hanging in her bedroom when they arrived, and there was a handwritten message next to her. Insider sources now claim that the note was neither bitter nor furious. It was poignant, even serene, as if she was attempting to reconcile with herself. It contained reflections, apologies, and a few phrases that caused investigators to pause and consider whether she had been dealing with more than sadness. Tyra had been candid about her struggles on YouTube. For weeks, she had been posting videos about her mental health, discussing how her mind was telling her to harm herself. She stated plainly in one of her most recent uploads, "Every day I wake up, my mind fills with heavy thoughts that make it hard to keep going. It tells me to disappear to find a way to stop the pain. It keeps pushing me toward dark places." Her camera equipment and some unfinished notes for another video she never got to share were discovered by the police when they searched her belongings. That's when it hit everyone. This was more than just a tragic coincidence. She had been trying to reach out and warn people all along. Her passing was even confirmed by the Miss Universe Jamaica organization, which posted, "Our hearts are heavy as we mourn the loss of the beautiful Tyra Spalding. She was a radiant soul and an amazing human being. Her light, grace, and kind spirit touched every life she encountered." Everyone was shocked and heartbroken at the same time. How could someone so talented, intelligent, and full of life reach such a breaking point? She mentioned that a relationship that had gone terribly wrong had left her feeling drained and frightened, and parts of her message hinted at this. Tyra had previously spoken about her connection with her ex-boyfriend, and honestly, the way she described it didn't sound good at all. In one of her YouTube videos, she said,
I was in a struggling, failing relationship. I wasn't working at the time, and I decided that I need to leave this person. And so I started looking for...
But then she uttered something that made everyone shudder. She said that her former partner was vengeful and would do anything to avoid losing, even if it meant engaging in spiritual or witchcraft-like activities.
He's very, what would you say, vindictive? And boy, like, he seems like the type that would do literally any single thing to not lose in life. Like,
she felt that after their breakup, strange things began to happen. She mentioned being affected in ways she couldn't quite explain, and at one point, she even wondered if he might have had something to do with it. To move on, she tried to remove every reminder of him from her life. The gifts, the clothes, everything. In an effort to start fresh, she gave away most of her belongings and deleted her social media accounts before getting baptized. She was carrying deep emotional pain while trying to recover from a relationship that had left her feeling frightened, confused, and spiritually drained. When you combine that with what the police later found in her apartment, the notes, and her final silence, it paints a heartbreaking picture of someone trying to escape the shadows that surrounded her. Her friends said she had become much quieter and withdrawn lately. Even Tyra's mother, Margaret Jones, noticed the change. She said Tyra would stay in her room most of the day, only coming out to eat or take care of basic needs. Then one day, she didn't come out at all. That was the day everything changed forever. Her mother said something that touched everyone deeply. "It's the hardest thing in the world because the people left behind are shattered." It truly showed how much Tyra had been struggling inside, and how easy it can be for others to miss the signs when someone is fighting such deep emotional battles. But here's the thing. Tyra had actually been trying to reach out. She had been open about her mental health on her other channel. You could see it in her eyes. The exhaustion the effort to hold everything together. In one of her videos from late August, she shared that she had left her 9-to-5 job, hoping it would give her space to focus on healing. But instead, she felt her mental well-being decline even more. She spoke honestly about feeling lost and unsure of how to move forward, saying, "If you're thinking of leaving your job, please don't rush it. Make sure you have support and a plan in place."
I posted, as you can see, that I resigned from my 9-to-5 job, but it was a terrible decision because my mental health just took a plummet. And guys, I was at the point where I made a plan to kill myself.
She shared that she was receiving therapy and that her former boss was even helping to cover the costs, a clear sign of how determined she was to heal and move forward. But even then, she often said it felt like her mind was working against her, making every day a battle. Then, in early September, she uploaded another video, one that's especially difficult to watch now. In it, she said, "I'm fighting to stay strong. My thoughts keep pulling me down, and if I don't keep pushing, I'm afraid I'll lose this fight."
I'm fighting for my life over here. I feel like I need to go out and do something because my mind is trying to kill me.
She described having suicidal thoughts every morning. She claimed that while attempting to maintain her sanity, she felt overburdened, stuck, and uncertain about how to create a future. She even mentioned that there seemed to be two versions of herself at one point. One part of me wants to leave, and the other half wants to stay. I'm torn between wanting to go and wanting to stay. After all that has transpired, hearing that now feels different since she was genuinely pleading for assistance, and most people failed to recognize how terrible the situation was. Even more eerie is the fact that she had said that people wouldn't pay attention until she was gone. She seemed to have known that others wouldn't notice her until she was gone. Those videos went popular after she passed away. Online users were in disbelief. On X, someone wrote, "Black women's side rates are increasing. This is the 6th Black woman in 60 days I've seen go viral after committing. People are too mean to Black women and forget we have feelings." Because it's true, that remark truly resonated with a lot of individuals. Even when they're breaking on the inside, a lot of Black women are encouraged to just be strong. On the exterior, Tyra appeared flawless, beautiful, intelligent, and self-assured. But no one could see the battle she was waging. Even Jamaican psychiatrist Dr. Sapphire Longmore said she was devastated to learn the news. She said, "My immediate thought was, why didn't I see it sooner? Maybe I could have helped." She also made the crucial point that there have to be mechanisms in place to identify when someone writes online or about self-harm. For example, social media networks could notify mental health specialists if someone uses those terms excessively, so they may intervene before it's too late. After Tyra's passing, it was frequently discussed how many warning signs were present in her films, but that no one saw them in time. The Jamaican Constabulary Force acknowledged that they were handling Tyra's body as a suspected side once it was discovered. However, what they saw in that flat, particularly that message, seemed to shake even them. The message was really personal. It was not your average farewell letter. It read more like an attempt at self-explanation and reconciliation following months of emotional turmoil. She expressed remorse and heartbreak in a few places, apologized in others, and thanked those who had supported her. Police were examining her private chats and online declarations to rule out any foul play, according to sources close to the case. To be honest, you can understand why investigators wanted to double-check everything when you read or hear how she described that connection, the fear, and the emotional exhaustion. However, the police are purportedly claiming that other from the confirmed death, there were no indications of physical violence. According to the police, mental distress, a hidden battle that had finally taken its toll, was the cause of her death. What's amazing, though, is how her narrative sparked a national dialogue in Jamaica. The psychiatrist I previously mentioned, Dr. Longmore, made a statement that really affected me. Why don't we filter forwardal words or triggers in social media posts? According to her, there ought to be a mechanism that automatically dispatches assistance if someone repeatedly says something like, "I want to die." She is correct because Tyra's videos, captions, and tone all showed the warning flags. She wasn't trying to hide it. All she wanted was for someone to pay close enough attention to see how dire things were becoming. On Instagram, the Miss Universe Jamaica team also shared their homage. They said, "Tyra was more than a contestant. She was a vibrant, intelligent, and inspiring young woman whose grace and spirit touched everyone she met. They shared a video of her on the runway in a bright yellow gown, smiling like she owned the world. Seeing that now just breaks your heart. What makes this story even more painful is how similar it feels to another tragedy, Miss USA 2019, Chadsley Christ. She also competed in the Miss Universe pageant and died by sight in 2022 after jumping from a high-rise in New York.
Luxury high-rise in Midtown Manhattan. Reports say Christ was last seen alive on the 29th floor terrace alone, and it is believed she jumped to her death.
She was also lovely, prosperous, and adored, but she was engaged in silent struggles in the background. Following Tyra's passing, people on the internet began publicly stating that pageant life, beauty standards, and ongoing public pressure can drive women to their limits. You are expected to be flawless by everyone. Nobody anticipates your breakdown. What's even more depressing, super instances have really been increasing in Jamaica. There has been a significant increase this year, according to the police. Even while other crimes have decreased, there has been a lot of conversation lately about the need for increased mental health help, particularly for young women and professionals who feel alone but are unable to express it. In a way, Tyra's passing made the nation reflect on how dire things have become and how much assistance individuals actually need before it's too late.